This is a series that I inadvertently started, but I actually really enjoy doing. The only issue is that it seems to piss off at least 2 people per video, which kind of keeps me up at night. But you know what? I figured that I could just sleep when I die. Hi, welcome! In today's video, we are going to see why ONEUS won us. I've been saying ONEUS forever, but I read the Korean name and it says ONEUS. But why not ONEUS? ONEUS sounds a bit more mysterious. I'd be more intrigued to know what ONEUS means compared to ONEUS, but that's just me. So today we're gonna see why ONEUS's lit or 가자 is very familiar. So let's do that. Actually, I'm gonna stop you right there because it's come to my attention that a lot of you aren't subscribed. Now that's a damn shame. So please subscribe, click that bell to be notified. Start another parrot rumor about me, I don't know. She not only has 2 cockatoos, but she dresses them up in K-pop stage outfits when she's bored. I heard it from a friend of a friend who knew her in high school once, in France. So I think the most obvious similarity that we can pull from this music video are with BTS. Now, I often base these videos off of fan reactions as well as my own personal interpretation of what I find similar. So it has come to my attention that a lot of people are saying that ONEUS lit is a copy of BTS's Idol. I definitely do see the similarities. I mean, the traditional elements that we find in both music videos. But here's the thing, I don't want to burst anyone's bubble, but I feel like the hanbok has been around for a while, like maybe even before BTS's debut, just a little bit. I could be wrong. No, but I definitely see the parallels, but I don't think it's a direct copy. I do understand that a lot of people feel that BTS have revived the hanbok. However, I have to say that, just as a K-pop fan for a really long time, I've seen time and time again designers revive the hanbok, add a modern twist to the hanbok. But I think, BTS quote unquote made it popular again. Started a trend, maybe? I don't know. I never know with you kids. So admittedly, I do see similarities with Idol. However, that's because BTS took elements from traditional Korean culture. So it's not that ONEUS took elements from BTS, they just took elements from the same source, their own culture. And I think it's really beautiful. I think both music videos are done in their own artistic ways. They have their own flavor to it. If we look at BTS's Idol, we see traditional elements mixed with a lot of eccentricity, mixed with a lot of colors. And if we look at Lit, we see it's much darker. Another element that we see that is quite similar to Idol are the nude outfits. Now, obviously, no one owns nude outfits, but I have the incessant need to point things out to you guys. And then the last BTS element that I see are the more colorful outfits, because they remind me a lot of BTS's outfits in Fire. But again, no one owns this. Also, I have a question. Why does this group remind me of Boyfriend? Nana, your girlfriend. Very creepy, but also very iconic. Why do ONEUS, why do they remind me so much of Boyfriend? I cannot put my finger on it, but I just think of Boyfriend when I see them and I have no idea why. So somebody please tell me. Also, I'm forever waiting for the day where a 3rd-gen boy group make an ode to 2nd-gen boy groups exclusively with eyeliner. I think it's a look and I think it should be brought back. The last bit of similarities that I want to talk about are with Blackpink, I know. Notably the beginning of Lit, we see they're in the colorful outfits, and the background reminded me a lot of the last scenes in Turuturu. Upon further inspection, I realized they're not really that similar. Like if you put them side by side, it's very different, but just the thought, I guess, is very similar to me. But I can't show you because I'm currently not on the best terms with YG. And I can't say that I ever was on the best terms with YG, but ever since they tried to profit off my parrot knowledge, I've had to stay extra vigilant of false copyright claims. Not today, Satan! So let's talk about my review of the song itself. So when I first heard it, I was like, okay, I feel like the song has a lot of potential, but there are just some elements that don't quite fit for me. I love when songs use traditional Korean instruments, and I think it's very beautiful. But for some reason with this song, I felt like it didn't quite fit. Like it didn't really mesh the best with the song, and it stood out to a point where that's all I could really think of. However, after listening to the song 72 times, I've come to the conclusion that I actually quite like it. So I definitely think the music video is quite beautiful, and I've actually come to appreciate the song, and I do think the traditional instruments sound very nice. There's also little aspects that I quite appreciate, like the kaja, or like the one. The way that they pronounce certain things, I like it. Just little details, I like them. So that's basically all I had to say. Leave down in the comments below what you thought of this comeback. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye!